We are live.
Awesome, awesome.
Tonight is going to be wonderful, just like the previous games. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday, right? Okay. It's a Saturday. We are crocheting. We're making granny squares. We're doing a little bit of everything from idea to sketch to stitch, right? That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that. The granny square that you're working on now. That's gonna come out. That's gonna be beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, the colors and the color scheme. Oh my goodness.
I was hoping to have it finished tonight to show it off, but
Yeah,
just
I know. Life, like life be lifing. Like
yes.
life be lifing.
And the other one, I wasn't real happy with it, so got to do some tweaking on that pattern. So
Ah, okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna wait for a couple folks to get in the room.
Yes, come on in, y'all.
We let it do its thing. Let him come in the room, and we just relaxing.
I wish they could smell this candle.
I know, right?
Man, smells so good.
Yeah, it's a Saturday, so folks are probably out and probably shopping and trying to. Well, it's the holidays too, right? Cause we got
Yes.
Thanksgiving coming up. We have
Yes.
Christmas, New Year's. Hey, it's the season to crochet though. That's the
for
good
sure.
thing about it,
Cozy
Yeah.
up under a blanket.
and just create.
Yes.
We got 3 folks in the room.
All right. Awesome.
Welcome tonight. Welcome. We're just
Welcome.
waiting for some more folks to. First of all, I want to say hello. I want to wait for some more folks to come in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I guess we start.
All right. Well, welcome to Darlene's Creative Corner. Today we're playing 2 NFL team inspired Granny Square games. Then we'll go into the idea, sketch, and stitch behind creating a Granny Square scarf. So, one of my favorites. So over to you, love, for the game rules.
All right, the game rules. Hey, we appreciate the hearts. We appreciate the hearts. Please like, comment, and subscribe, please. All right, so here's the rules. The rules are posted, but we like to go over them. We always like to go over the rules. Like Darlene was saying, my wife was saying, we're playing 2 games tonight. And the rules is this. We're going to give out clues. The clues are not going to be easy, but we're going to give out clues. Darlene's going to sketch out the granny square. You guess the NFL team before the sketch is finished. And if you guess it right, and you just put that down in the comment, just put it down in the chat, what team you think this granny square is going to turn into. Then afterwards, we put your name underneath that granny square, and we're going to do something special with these granny squares. We're going to do something very special with them. We're already crocheting some granny squares now that's from the previous lives. So, yeah, that's the game. Okay, babe, over to you.
Yes.
Clue number 1.
Thank you. So, clue number 1 is this franchise's home stadium sits over 5,000 feet above sea level, giving them the highest home field altitude in the league. I feel like that one was easy.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. That could be any. I mean, okay. All right. So I can go with the next one.
Their original ownership group included a trucking executive who withdrew after realizing he had only bought, quote unquote, a bunch of used uniforms.
So the original ownership group
Mm-hmm.
included a trucking executive who withdrew after realizing he had only bought a bunch of used uniforms
Mm-hmm.
instead of a team.
That's what he said.
Wow. Wow.
That's what he said.
Okay. Well, I go on with the next one, babe, while you sketching out.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so the next clue is, remember, you guess what this sketch is gonna, which NFL team. We give out clues. Um, Darlene's gonna sketch it out, and this sketch turns into a granny square that we're gonna display later on in later lives. And you just drop it down in the chat. Welcome everybody. We want to say welcome to you tonight. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
And then we're gonna put your name underneath this granny square. All right. So clue number 3. Their first winning season didn't happen until their 14th year of existence.
Wow, they're first.
Their first winning season didn't happen until the 14th year.
Wow.
If you have any guesses, drop them in the chat. So it took them 14 years to win a season. Well, their first winning season. That didn't say Super Bowl. That just said a winning season.
Oh. Facts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these clues are hard. All right. So the next clue is this. This team, their 1972 starting quarterback later became a federal judge.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm here for it.
So their 1972 starting quarterback later became a federal judge. Hey, I mean, all right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is, I know that the clues are hard and you're like, hey, that could be any NFL team. But as we sketch it out, you'll be able to tell which team it is. So just drop that in the chat there. And again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a clue. This franchise once lost a set of playbooks in transit because the airline mislabeled their playbooks as educational material. And guess what it shipped them to? It shipped them to a college in Kansas.
Whoa. Wow.
So I'm gonna put that out there again. We're gonna go over that.
Man.
This franchise once lost a set of playbooks in transit because the airline mislabeled them as educational material and shipped them to a college in Kansas. I know. Wow. A bit of history there, right? Mm-hmm. Bit of history there. All right.
So interesting.
It is. Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay. This is a good one. Their first Super Bowl win came under a coach known for building a zone blocking dynasty in the late 90s.
Oh.
It wasn't too many teams that did that. Their first Super Bowl win came under a coach known for building a zone blocking dynasty in the late 90s.
Wow.
Okay. All right. These questions are hard. It's like, which team is this? All right. Here's another clue. Before becoming stars, so I'm going to say that again. Before becoming stars, both a future Hall of Fame tight end and Hall of Fame running back were cut by this franchise in training camp.
Wow.
So 2 future Hall of Famers, a receiver and a running back, was cut by this franchise uh, in training camp.
Wow.
Cut them. Said bye.
But then they later became Hall of Famers.
They later became Hall of Famers.
Wow.
I know. All right. Here's another one. I told you these clues are like, they're not easy. All right then. So, see, I knew this one. I know this one. A legendary defensive coordinator from the 70s and 80s once used a color-coded card system instead of verbal play calls on the sideline.
Okay.
So this team's legendary defensive coordinator from the 70s and 80s once used a color-coded card system instead of verbal play calls on the sideline. Yeah.
I could see, though, how that would be beneficial.
I can see it as well. And it's crazy. I know who this defensive coordinator is. Okay. So, yeah, again, welcome tonight. Welcome for, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to play 2 games. And then we're turning granny squares into NFL teams.
Yes.
If you can guess the team before the sketch is complete. And then we write your name on the bottom of that granny square there. And yeah, we're going to turn these granny squares, we're going to display them in later lives so you can see them. All right, so another clue. Oh, this is when it was, so it's the NFL now, right? I think it was the American Football League back in the day, right? So a preseason game in the early American Football League era was delayed because the team forgot to bring their own goalpost padding and had to borrow a local high school equipment.
Wow.
So that was back in the day.
Way back in the day.
That was back in the day. All right. So they forgot to bring their goalpost padding. Yes. So it delayed the game.
Wow.
So they had to borrow some equipment from a local high school.
That's interesting. Quite interesting. Did you know that they also once drafted a player who never knew he'd been selected because the team's telegram was delivered to the wrong address?
Oh.
Wow.
Any guesses?
Never knew he was even on the team.
So they once drafted a player who never knew he was selected because the team's telegram was delivered to the wrong address. Oh.
How's that? Like, where's so-and-so?
Yes. All right, babe. So, yeah, I know these clues are hard, but I think the sketch is going to help y'all out big time. Going back to question 1, what was that first question, babe?
The franchise's home stadium sits over 5,000 feet above sea level, giving them the highest home field altitude in the league. Yeah. I thought that one was going to give it away right off the bat.
I thought that was going to give it away as well. Well, we want to say again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. You know, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. We're playing 2 games, and then we're going to talk about scarves. We're going to talk about granny square scarves and everything about it. You know, especially in this, it's getting cold out. So granny square scarves is always in season, especially when it's cold.
Yes.
All right, babe. Let's go on to let me grab a question here. Their first winning season didn't happen until their 14th year of existence. So it took them
Wow.
14 years just to have a winning season. That didn't say that they won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
That just means that they had a winning season. So you can have a winning season, right? And you get to the Super Bowl and lose.
Facts.
But it took them 14 years just to have a winning season, right? Or you get playoffs. You get to the playoffs, get knocked out first round, and had a great season.
True.
And in 1972, their starting quarterback later became a federal judge.
Man.
Later became a federal judge. It's true. It's all facts.
Wow. Any guesses out there?
And the franchise once lost a set of playbooks in transit because the airline mislabeled them as educational materials and shipped them to a college in Kansas. So their so their playbooks, right, are in transit, and the airline mislabeled them as educational materials. Now these are football plays, NFL football plays, but of course their airline didn't know. They didn't know, so what they do, they mislabeled them and they put on their educational material. I guess they are educational material.
Wow.
And they shipped them to a college in Kansas. These are facts, people. These are true facts.
I wonder how long ago that was.
I don't know, but man, that would just think of that. You showing up to a game and you like, where the playbooks at? You know,
Oops.
they did a whole nother state.
Oops.
Let me see here. Here's a good one. Before becoming stars, both of their so these are two Hall of Fame tight end and a Hall of Fame running back was cut by this franchise in training camp.
Wow.
They cut him in training camp.
But they regretted that decision.
I'm going to say yes. Hall of Famers, a tight end and a Hall of Fame running back, cut by the franchise in training camp. Guy, want to say again, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy taking the idea, sketching it out, and stitching it. And you're going to see some videos this week that is centered around that concept. We're not going to give it away, but they're going to come out very soon. We're working on a couple of them now. But that's what it is. It's the idea, sketch it out, and then to stitch. We're just putting a twist on it with the making the granny squares into NFL teams. Alrighty.
Yes. Now, they're not all going to turn out like this sketch. They may turn out a different sketch once I get to making them, depending on whether it's applique. Sometimes I think of it like this would probably be an applique, but then when I get to it, I don't necessarily like how maybe it's turning out, so then I choose a different design. So.
Absolutely. A legendary, see, I know this one. Legendary defensive coordinator from the 70s and the 80s once used a color-coded card system instead of verbal play calls on a sideline. Now, I don't remember the color-coded system, but I remember the defensive coordinator. And the only reason I know because I used to always just look up just bits and pieces of NFL history and tidbits that a lot of people wouldn't know. So this particular defensive coordinator used to do this stuff all the time, not just the color-coded card system, but other things. And I was like, oh, okay, legendary. Hence the word legendary.
Wow.
Hence the word legendary. Doing stuff that other folks wasn't doing back then. All right, moving on to the clues. So You know, NFL used to be the American Football League. So a preseason game in the early American Football League era was delayed because the team forgot to bring their own goalpost padding. So this thing, you had to bring your own goalpost padding back in the day.
Man.
So this is what they had to do. They had to borrow some equipment, goalpost padding from a high school.
Wow.
From a high school. That's legendary stuff right there.
Absolutely.
That's legendary stuff right there.
I
Okay.
bet the high school was honored though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, moving on with the clues, they once drafted a player who never knew he was selected because the team telegraph. So they say telegraph. So this is back in the day. Telegram. Telegram was delivered to the wrong address. Telegram.
Man.
So the team once drafted a player who never knew he was selected. Drafted him, but he didn't know.
Wow.
Because the team's telegram was delivered to the wrong address. Just think if that, well, it wouldn't happen now, but just you know, say if they were sending out some mail instead of email and wasn't texting and all that, and it went to the wrong address. You're selected, however, you don't know that you're selected.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good, especially when you know you want to play on this team or in the league period.
True, and then another team's not picking you because you've already been picked, but you just don't know it.
You've already been selected, but you didn't know it.
Man.
You didn't know. You didn't know that you were selected to go to this team.
No guesses yet?
No, we got some hearts though, so that's good. Hearts are always good.
Oh yes, thank you for the hearts.
Hearts are always good. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. I know. So the actual sketches is coming along here. So if you have a guess, throw it in the comment area. But I like to give out these clues because it's just a bit of history. A lot of these clues, you know, a lot of folks didn't know. But again, the rules are posted. But yeah, the rules are: we give out clues. Darlene sketches out the actual team. These sketches are going to turn into granny squares, and sometime the granny squares are, you know, hey, we get them as close as possible. Let's put it that way. And then we put your name underneath the granny square. We do something special. All right, I want to go these clues because by now folks probably know what this is, because this is that sketch looks good, babe. Look at you.
Thank you, love.
Look at you. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So that first clue right there, babe. That's the one that you said they should have got, right?
I thought they would, love.
With the franchise's home stadium sits over 5,000 feet above sea level. 5,000 feet above sea level.
Think of the elevation, and looks like, I mean,
giving them the highest home field
have some mountains.
altitude in the league.
Even drew some mountains here.
So I would even say the highest home field elevation in the league. You know.
Exactly.
So if it's 5,000 feet above sea level.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So this is a bit of tidbit knowledge, which I didn't know this. Their original ownership group included a trucking executive who withdrew after realizing he had only bought a bunch of used uniforms. So when I read that, I say this. He probably at that time, so trucking executive, We don't know. He, she, we don't know who it was. They probably thought that, um, no, it said after realizing he had only bought, okay, he probably thought that, it was a whole team, not just the uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He probably went to go look and said, whoa, wait a minute, this is just uniforms. And they probably didn't have the actual players yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the original ownership group. But this trucking executive decided, hey, I'm out. And his team actually won several championships. Am I right? I think they did.
I believe so.
They did. Because they had, yes, the one quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That was with them. At this point, they should know which team this is.
I hope so. Somebody want to drop it in there just to get bragging rights or anything? Let us know. Okay, well, here goes the last little coloring bit, and then I'm going to write the name underneath.
So, this team, I want to say, because at this point they should know who it is. Their quarterback at one time was, wasn't it?
Was it Elway?
It was Elway.
John Elway.
It was John Elway, and also who? No. I'm thinking of coach for the brothers was the Eli.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Coach. Eli and Peyton. I'm thinking about Peyton. Peyton played for the Colts.
And do this other one here.
All right.
Okay.
Well. All right. After you, well, I was about to say you cleaned that up, but it's already cleaned up. Hey, that is awesome.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Well, guys and girls, if you've tuned in, and whoever's watching
later on,
if you guessed that, let us know in the comments later. Also, I'll go back and write your name on here.
Exactly. You know, please. You know, if you didn't get to make this live, please make the future lives. We're gonna post them.
We do respond to all comments. So.
Absolutely. Hit that notification button.
Yes, and leave us a comment. And
yeah, we like to do this, and it's just a way to come up with different ideas of granny squares, and just make them different. Make them different.
Let those creative juices just flow. And like I said, they may wind up different, you know, in the final process, but this just kind of gets that going as far as like the elevation, thinking about the team, the colors, where they're at, to kind of help design a granny square that's specific to them. So, all right.
All right. We are moving on to game 2. That was fun.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all ever have a team out there that y'all want to see turn into a granny square or for us to play a game with, drop it in the comments. And we will take that and shuffle it up and come up with something.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
All right, so here we are going on to team number 2.
Team number 2.
So the first clue, in 1935, their star receiver was also a practicing lawyer who negotiated his own contracts. Wow.
Let me say.
Okay.
Let me throw it out there again, because that's a good one. So in 1935, that's 1935, their star receiver was also a practicing lawyer who negotiated his own contracts.
He sure did.
Okay.
A legendary fullback from this team won the 1929 NFL MVP despite playing both offense and defense every snap.
So let me. That's a
Wow.
good one. Hey, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So let me give that clue again, because that's a good one. A legendary fullback. So this team's legendary fullback won the 1929 NFL MVP. So it was the NFL MVP despite playing both offense and defense every snap.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So a future Hall of Fame safety on this team begun his. Oh, so this is a good one. So a future Hall of Fame safety on his team began his career returning kicks because coaches believed he was too small to play defense. So this safety is a Hall of Famer now.
Okay.
So a future Hall of Fame safety on his team. He started his career returning kicks because coaches on this team believed he was too small to play defense. Too small to play defense, but became a Hall of Famer later on.
Wow.
I know. Moving on with the clues.
Okay.
And again, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
This is something we love to do. Like to, mix it up again. It's from coming up with an idea to sketch and then stitch it out. So, yes, we enjoy hanging out with you all. And please, again, like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you. All right, one of their quarterbacks holds the NFL record for the most passing attempts before completing his first touchdown.
Wow. Will you say that again, love?
One of their quarterbacks holds the NFL record for the most passing attempts before completing his first touchdown.
Okay.
Holds the record for the most passing attempts before completing his first touchdown.
I'm not sure that's one I'd want to hold.
Because his first completion was intercepted. His first completion was intercepted. That's insane.
Dang.
That's insane. That's not a good. I don't know if I want to hold that record either. You have the most pass attempts before completing your first touchdown. Okay, all right. So, this team their early 1930s team are we're gonna get this right. Not just the team, a dynasty.
Oh.
So their early 1930 dynasty included 3 consecutive NFL championships, still tied for the longest streak. See, I didn't know that. So, so that's the longest streak is 3 in a row? I guess it is.
Huh.
So longest consecutive NFL championship, 3 in a row. I think it is.
Still tied.
Still tied.
Yes.
I think it is, isn't it?
It is.
Because I don't think nobody has 4 in a row. I'm pretty sure it still is. So yeah, this team did that in the 1930s. And they said it was a dynasty back then.
Wow.
During the 1950s, this team once was one of the first in the league. During the 1950s, this team was one of the first in the league to have a dedicated. Well, I'm gonna back that up. This team was one of the last in the league to have a dedicated film department. Players sometimes watch their opponent's tape on a borrowed projector. They had to borrow their projectors back in the 1950s.
Wow.
So this team was one of the last to have a dedicated film department.
That's crazy to me.
Had to borrow equipment just to watch tape.
That is crazy to me.
Man, that's not good. So this is a good tidbit. Hey, again, welcome.
Sorry about
Welcome to the live. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We're just giving out clues. You can drop them in the chat if you know what team this granny square is about to turn into. Uh-oh. Give it away. Give him. You giving them too much. Want to drive football too. It's all good. Their famous 1960 sweep play. So you know what a sweep play is, right? So their famous 1960 sweep play was planned out on a hotel stationary pad during an off-season coaches retreat.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
It is.
That is pretty funny.
And yeah, their sweep play was pretty unstoppable. But it was planned out on a hotel stationary pad during an off-season coaches retreat in 1960. The sweep play.
Wow.
Sweep left, sweep right. Yeah. It's planned out. Yeah. At a hotel, on a hotel stationary pad. That's awesome. All right, moving on. Another clue is in the 1970s, they had a defensive lineman from this team was known for soaking his hands in salt water to toughen up the skin before the game.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't know it. So in the 1970s, this team had a defensive lineman that was known for, putting his hands in salt water to toughen him up before the games. And I come to find out he was pretty good. So I guess the salt water worked. I don't know.
Wow.
That's what he did every game. Every game he would do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yes. All right, here's another clue. This one's gonna give it away. That's why I kind of put this at the end. This could be any team that plays in the fall. So this team once played a home game where the fog was so thick that coaches communicated by hand signals,
Wow.
even from the sidelines.
Where the fog?
The fog was that thick that the players couldn't see that you couldn't verbalize the commands, right? So communicate that way. So they just did hand signals, even from the sidelines.
Wow.
Now that's fog. That's fog.
Man.
Going back up to the question one, in 1935. So this team in 1935, their star receiver was also a practicing lawyer who negotiated his own contracts. He said, "Hey, I'm going to negotiate my own contracts. I'm a practicing lawyer, and I play football." There.
Oh, that's
awesome.
wow.
A legendary fullback from this team won the 1929 NFL MVP despite playing both offense and defense every snap. So I'm thinking as a fullback, on offense we know you're the fullback.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
On a defense, I'm thinking, where would you actually? I don't know. Maybe linebacker or defensive end, because you're a fullback if you played on defense. So on offense, we know you're the fullback, but on defense, I don't know.
Wow.
Moving on. But this person played this position, this fullback, this legendary fullback for this team, won the 1920, well, it was 1929 NFL MVP despite playing both offense and defense every single snap.
Dang. Well, we can say he was good.
He was definitely good. All right. I really like this one. A future Hall of Famer. Future Hall of Famer, which is a Hall of Famer now. Safety on this team so this team took this safety and said, you're going to start out returning kicks, and that's it.
Wow.
And it's because the coaches believed he was too small to play defense. Yes.
We've seen some small players as of late, too. That's
so. Yeah, that was yeah, but became a Hall of Famer. You know, Hall of Famer safety at that. All right. One of their quarterbacks, one of their quarterbacks holds the NFL record for the most passing attempts before completing his first touchdown.
wow.
And his first completion was intercepted. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, not good at all.
That's not good. I don't know about that one. Their early 1930s dynasty included 3 consecutive NFL championships. Still tied for the longest streak. Now, that one for me kind of gave it away, you know, because it's not too many teams that's won 3 NFL, championships in a row. It's not too many. But I guess this one achieved this feat back in the 1930s. It was a dynasty. So that's awesome. 3 consecutive back-to-back. Wow. During the 1950s, this team was one of the last in the league to have a dedicated film department. Players sometimes watch, or most of the time, watch film or opponents' tapes on a borrowed projector.
Man.
They had a borrowed projector.
That stinks.
That's not good. It's not good when you have to borrow a projector.
That's almost like the playbook going to college instead of the game.
I remember that. That was the last game.
Man.
Not
if you
good.
didn't know that, that was the Denver Broncos that happened to.
Oh my goodness. Their
Man.
playbook, the airlines sent their playbook, mislabeled it educational material, and sent it off to a college in Kansas. That's not good. That was who was that? The Broncos, right? Mm-hmm. That's what happened to them. All right, hey y'all, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. They're famous. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Their famous 1960 sweep play was planned out on a hotel stationery pad.
Wow.
Hotel stationery pad during an off-season coaches retreat. So the sweep play for them, because their sweep play was a little different. Sweep right, sweep left, 1960s. And it was planned out at a hotel, on a hotel stationery pad, on a pad, during an off-season coaches retreat. That's awesome.
Huh.
That's awesome. All right, guys, that's
working.
That's legendary right there. That's how you do it.
Yes, they were working.
They were working. All right. 1970s defensive lineman from this team was known for soaking his hands in salt water to toughen up the skin before the games. Now that I know, it makes sense because think about the team, and then think about the conditions.
Oh,
So it kind of makes it makes
it
sense.
does. You're right. It does.
Because I mean, if you're down there in Tampa Bay somewhere, warm climate, you probably wouldn't do that. You probably wouldn't need to do that. But with this team and the conditions that they play in, I mean, I would be doing the same thing. And this defensive lineman was pretty good. Pretty good. So, this team once played a home game where the fog was so thick that the coaches communicated by hand signals, even from the sideline. Hey, we want to say welcome to the live. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Thank you for checking in. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Saturday night. We are just enjoying talking about football and crocheting and sketching and stitches and all that good stuff. So appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Let me see here.
Any guesses? Had any guesses yet, love?
Not yet, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
They'll
they're
come.
they're having a good old Saturday. They're just hanging out.
Just chilling.
Hanging out.
That's cool.
Hanging out on a Saturday. It's all good.
We're glad you're hanging out with us.
We're glad you're hanging out with us. If you can guess this this sketch is going to be a granny square. We're going to turn this sketch into a granny square. Then drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat.
And
all
if,
right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this later, after the live has ended, and you guess it before, drop it in the comments for us still. We'll still give you bragging rights and go back and write your name on this page. So you will forever be down in the history of Yummy Darlene.
That's awesome. That's a good one. I like that one. All right, so another clue. Let me see here. Here's another another clue from this team. During the 1950s, this team was one of the last in the league to have a dedicated film department.
Wow.
Players sometimes watch the game tape on a borrowed projector. That's not good, especially if you trying to win championships. You don't even have you don't have a film department to watch the other team.
Man.
You gotta wait to borrow a projector. But the other team, they already looking at film tape, right? So that's not good. In 1935, their star receiver was also a practicing lawyer who negotiated his own contracts.
Okay.
I know some of these questions you're like, who is this? This could be anybody. We're gonna make them a little easier next time, just a little easier. But I had to go extremely hard this time because of the sketches. Some of these sketches are pretty easy to figure out. So if you figure them out, please drop them in the comments. You can do it now or you can do it later. It is all good. We're just glad you're hanging out with us and having a good time.
Absolutely. That's the best part, guys.
Just hanging out with us and having a good time. You watch this later, but thank you for hanging out with us and having a good time.
Guys and gals.
Hanging out and having a good time. It's all good.
Yes.
A legendary fullback from this team won the 1929 NFL MVP. So this fullback was the NFL MVP back in 1929, despite playing both offense and defense every snap. Now that has to be brutal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing offense and defense, you know, like come on.
I hope you're getting your electrolytes.
Yeah, because that has to be, man. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thank you, thank you.
Yes,
We appreciate
thank you.
Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for watching. We just turning NFL teams into grading squares. These sketches are in the process of being turned into grading squares as we speak. You know, if you know the team, drop it in the comments, and we'll put your name on here. Even if you do it later on, we appreciate you. Thank you, and always like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this is a good one here because they probably gonna figure this out. But this team's one of their quarterbacks holds the NFL. I don't know if I want to hold this record here, but one of their quarterbacks holds the record, the NFL record for the most passing attempts before completing his first touchdown.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
It's pretty deep, and his first completion was intercepted.
Or not so deep. Didn't go very far, probably.
It's
Man.
That's not good, right?
Yeah, that's dang.
Their early 1930s dynasty included 3 consecutive NFL championships. Still tied for the longest streak.
And let me tell you,
Still tied.
if you know, you know.
Right, exactly.
Alrighty. I think it's about time to write it. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, that looks good.
So what I was thinking about here is anytime we have maybe a basic colored granny square, or I change up the design, maybe I don't put as like the mountains of Denver's, you know, or the trees per se, or I may do it as an applique, which these also could be stitched up and worked and put on as an applique as well. So I was just kind of doodling, thinking about those, and wanted to jot those down while I was thinking about it. So I could go back and look later.
Okay.
Let me get a different one. There we go.
Okay. I can't wait for you to turn this into granny squares. Man. I can't wait for them to see the current one that you're working on. Like, these are going to be
Well, thank you.
pretty darn good, especially the color schemes. Man, that was fun.
This was fun.
I enjoy playing these games, you know, and giving out. And next time I will lighten up. I'll make sure that the clothes aren't so hard. I try to make at least I'll tell you this. I will do this. I would put at least 3 of them in there. Sprinkle at least 3 at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, where it's kind of like, oh yeah, I think I know. So it wouldn't be. This one was extremely hard. It was. And I made it like that because of the granny squares. I figured Green Bay just has a G, so it's gonna be pretty easy to figure it out once you start sketching that out.
And then,
yeah.
And that's why I kind of wanted to do a different scene on this one to start out, because if I just drew the horse, then obviously I figured y'all would get it, that it was a Bronco.
Exactly.
But I hope you all have enjoyed this game. We certainly enjoy it. Love football over here in this house, so we really enjoy learning more and more about the teams and just having like trivia type questions, and we just think that's fun.
Exactly.
So we hope y'all enjoy it as well.
Yes. Now we are moving on to some crocheting. Some crochet talk.
Yes.
This is when I step back and and my wife steps in and talk about that crochet, all that good stuff.
Yes. So I really, if you've seen any of our videos in the past or whenever, you probably hear me say it in every video, I think, probably, about how much I love me some granny squares. I just do. At first, I was kind of scared of them. Just the design, and they seemed so hard to do. And, well, needless to say, I said, I am going to tackle it. And I did. And I have this scarf here that I absolutely love, and it's cotton, which it makes a difference. I also like acrylic, and mixing some cotton with acrylic, like this white is cotton and this blue and red is acrylic. I like the texture of it, the feel of it. So just depends, I guess, what kind of mood I'm in, and maybe what yarn I have too, like available in the colors. If I have some that's, I want some, say, pink, and I don't have it in cotton, I'll use acrylic. So I love some granny squares, and I love bucket hats. I love making bags. Y'all get to see that in a future video also, where I do a granny square, like a bucket bag, where it has the leather piece on the bottom, and it's a drawstring type bag. So I will just kind of design it out so I can pick my colors. Obviously the granny square stitch, right? That's, I guess, obvious, I should say. I just have fallen in love with it, and to me now it's super easy, super fun. I can sit back and watch TV while I'm doing it and not really think about it, unless I'm doing like a particular, like say the NFL ones. Now those I'm counting stitches and everything else. Color changes, all that has to be more particular, I should say. So the yarn, as I was saying, I like cotton, acrylic. Wool to me is just, I get too hot. So I don't necessarily like the wool per se. A lot of people will swear by it, and that's good. To each their own. But I like cotton blends or acrylic personally. The granny square stitch, you know, if you know it, it's, you know, double crochet, single crochets. So it's not a lot, like that's beginner. You can make it as hard or as easy, really, as you want. You know, as a beginner, I didn't think about, you know, being able to make it, because I thought it was more difficult. Until I just finally said, I'm gonna do this, y'all. I am gonna get this done. And then I did it. So I was just double crochet, single crochets, chain stitches, super easy stuff like that. Depending on how many you want to make or what project you're making, that's going to determine how long it takes. Obviously, the colors are your choice. I generally use a 4mm hook. That just seems to be my hook of choice for depending on what size, but generally it's a 4 millimeter hook is what I use. The sewing just comes in as you can join as you go, or if you don't know, a lot of times I'm not sure if I'm going to use them for a bag or a scarf or say a sweater or a bucket hat. I may not be sure at the time, so I don't generally join as I go, unless maybe it's a custom order and then I know exactly what I'm going to be, using it for, that granny square or those granny squares. And so then I might join as I go, but otherwise I generally don't. I stitch it together afterwards. And then I kind of change up the designs. I wanted to show you guys that too. Like, for instance, I want to put these together. And then the only real changes, obviously I just stayed with the theme, the red, white, and blue theme, but I wanted to change it up as far as the order of the colors. So you can see that I changed those up accordingly. And then I actually want to do a bucket hat and a scarf matching with the red, white, and blue themes. And I made some small ones here, as you can see. And then I did this star. So what I want to do is I'm going to add some of the smaller ones. These are probably going to be the brim on my bucket hat. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm also going to use, I have decided that I'm also going to use them in my scarf. So I don't have like a pattern I go by. I just start stitching the granny square and I stop whenever, like these, I just thought I like that and I stopped and went on to the next one. And then the next one I may do this one and do a full granny square. I just go until I feel like it's finished. And then I'm going to add, I like the wider scarves. So you can do like the bigger squares like this. You can see this one is bigger where I would do like the extra round. But I was also considering doing this one because this one may be a gift. And I can't say for who because they might be watching. But double so that it's wider for more coverage. And then switching it up and putting, say, a circular one in there. And then taking this spot up with two smaller ones. And then, coming up with my own design pattern, such as this. And then just working it through the scarf like that. Which also I want to do with the hat, add, say, the scarf, small circulars, mini squares, just to change it up and make it different. I don't know that I've ever made two the same, as far as not squares, but as far as like hats or scarves. I can't say that I've ever made two alike. So they're all different. And then I also have these that I just love. But I haven't decided yet if I want to make a bag with this yarn. Because I got this from somebody that went out of business. So I only have 2 skeins left. Well, this one that I was making these with and one other one. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make a hat. I really love all these colors, and obviously they'll go with just about anything. They're fun, they're light, they just make me feel happy. So that's why I'm thinking about a hat. But then I'm also thinking about a bag because they just are fun. And then I would probably with these do the stitch where you can see it, since they're all different colors. It wouldn't necessarily, to me, be as much fun. To me it would be more fun to do the stitch where you can see it as opposed to, say, an invisible stitch. to where it's just hidden and they just look like they're just stuck together. So I haven't decided yet on these because, like I said, I only have one more skein left of this. But I really, really, really love this yarn. And it's super soft. And it's actually an acrylic blend. So there's that. But it's fun to work with. It doesn't, some people will say it hurts their hands, different yarns and stuff. I haven't really found a particular yarn that is more difficult or more harsh on my hands. So I just work with whatever colors, whatever yarn that I want to at the time for whatever project that I'm doing. I once had a scarf when I was little. I believe that's the first thing. A beanie and a scarf were the first two items I ever crocheted. Now I learned to knit first, so I knit a beanie first, and then I taught myself to crochet. And when I was younger, I just remember I was really, really, really cold. I used to get cold all the time. Now I get hot all the time. Go figure, right? And it was so cold. And of course, you know, back in the day, the teachers always took you outside for as long as they could, as many times as they could. And we were outside and I was so cold and I was young. And I just remember my friend had a scarf and she had this beanie with this big old poof on it and some warm gloves, and I didn't think it was going to be that cold, so I had left my gloves at home out of my pocket, and so she gave me her scarf, and I just remember it was like a warm hug, and I just felt warm, like my whole body felt warm. And if you know, I don't know, if you, with me, if I'm not cold, like I can do just about anything. If I'm comfortable temperature, I can do anything. But if I'm cold, like that's all I'm thinking about is being cold. So after she gave me that, we just played and had fun. And then when I got back in the classroom, I just remember being warm. I didn't have to get warm. I was already warm. So that just kind of stuck with me throughout the years. And so a lot of times I will make a scarf as a gift for somebody because it just brings back that nostalgia for me. But I just want to say thank you all again for joining in on this live. We hope you've enjoyed it. We really enjoy these games, and we're going to play some more on our next live as well. We really enjoy them. And like I said, if you're watching this, just drop a comment and let us know maybe what team you want to see. You would like to see sketched, or drop your comment as to if you guessed the team before we showed it. Just let us know. And like I said, please join us again for the next live. Look for it in the post. Click that notification bell, please, and you will be notified every time before we go live. And let you know kind of what we're probably going to discuss. Like I said, right now it's going to be still 2 games for the NFL teams and another design. That part's a surprise, but you'll find out in the post. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. We appreciate you immensely, and we will see you soon.